What's going on, agents? My name is the Black Link, and today I wanted to put up a video showing you how you can level up super quickly in the Division 2 Warlords of New York. Now, when I'm talking about leveling up here, of course, I'm talking about leveling your season pass. This is going to be a really fast, really great way to do that. Leveling up your Shade Watch so you can get those additional perks and benefits and stats up really quickly. This is actually probably going to be the fastest way to build up experience and shade caches. Well, now that the log in, do one thing, log out glitch is no longer working, this is probably going to be the fastest way for you to earn those rewards in the game. And thankfully, it's pretty simple to do, although it does have quite a bit of setup involved. Now, this is going to revolve around target practices. So here's how it works. In Division 2 Warlords of New York, of course, EXP is scaled to the difficulty of the world that you're in. So if you change the difficulty of your world, say from hard to challenging, the activities that you complete give you more EXP per completion. If you change from challenging to heroic, you get much more EXP per completion of activities. So in general, if you want to get the absolute max amount of EXP per activity completion, you're going to want to run things on heroic. Additionally, we have these global directives. Turning one on is going to give you an EXP buff. If you turn on all 5, you're going to bump up the earned experience gain by 125%. That's what we're going to be focusing on for this video. Now, of course, playing the game in heroic mode is pretty difficult, even if you've got a cracked out damage build like what I'm rocking. But what you're going to want to do is complete target practice runs. These are activities that will pop up in areas that you've controlled, basically areas that you've taken all of the control points in, and they grant you an absolute ton of experience right now. Way more experience than a passive activity like target practice really should. If you've never done a target practice in Division 2, I wouldn't blame you. Why would you need to do one? Well, if you run and do them, they're very quick. They're 4 rounds of basically you shooting at targets. These targets will pop up, you'll have a couple of seconds to take them down. There's going to be 4 rounds of this, and upon completion, you get about a half a level's worth of experience. With all of the directives turned on at heroic tier difficulty, this is like over 300,000 points of EXP, meaning every 2 target practice completions, you're going to be earning a level, getting yourself some new Shade Watch points, and earning up some of those season track rewards. This is a great way to level up your season pass as well, so if you're trying to get the Coyote's mask, which drops at season level 35, I do believe, or any of the unique named weapons or any of that kind of stuff, this is going to be a fantastic way for you to get it done. Now, I said there was going to be a little bit of setup involved in this, and of course what I was talking about is the control points themselves. You can get target practices to pop up again in areas that you've taken the control points in, so you're gonna need to do a little bit of work doing that first. For me, I swapped everything over to heroic and basically took all of the applicable control points on the right-hand side of the map. Doing this made it so that target practices were basically popping up constantly for me. Basically, at any point in time, a target practice is generally always available for me on the right-hand side of the map. And if, I happen to get into an instance where there's not one available, you can do simple things like logging out and logging back in, or changing your world tier to refresh the activities that are currently available. But generally, once you've taken this many control points on the map, control points start spawning rather frequently. And by the time you've completed one, another instance of target practice generally will have popped up. So you can just bounce between these target practices. Basically, by the time you've completed one, another one's there, and just get a level for every 2 target practices you run. This is an amazing grind right now. If you're just trying to get caught up on your season pass or farm out your shade tech, this is a fantastic way to do it. But of course, you're playing on heroic difficulty and you have to take a lot of these control points first, and that's the rub. If you've already done that, you're golden, you're good to go. You can just start running target practice. If you haven't, well then like me, you're gonna have to spend an afternoon or so running around, taking over these control points, and then you'll be able to farm target practice as well. In addition to the EXP that you're going to be getting from this, of course, you're also going to be farming up targeted loot. This is a great way to farm up that targeted loot without having to go run crazy difficult content on heroic mode. So if you head over to an area that has targeted loot, just generally dropping that you're looking for, running these target practices will also get you a chance at that. And of course, you're going to build up seasonal caches over the course of doing this as well. It's overall just a great way to level up and a great way to farm out some loot right now. That's worth working after the maintenance update we got a little bit earlier today. And while this method is unbelievably efficient for leveling up, it's not really a glitch. I do believe this is probably the way they intended it. They didn't intend for you to go farming it out nonstop, but they did intend for activities to get much greater EXP rewards once you've put them on Heroic and once you've turned those directives on. And granted, you get a lot more EXP for taking over a tier 4 control point with all these directives active, but that's probably going to take you anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes to get done, whereas these target practices are finished in 30 seconds or less. Definitely a fantastic way to grind right now, and like I said, a great way to get caught up on the season pass. But alright agents, that's all I've got for you this time. Get out there, take over those control points, and start farming target practice. You can even do this in lower difficulty modes like challenging or hard. This will still work great on those difficulty modes as well. You're just going to get less EXP because you're not going to be on Heroic. Heroic is the most expedient way to get this done. But that's it for this one. Hopefully it helped, and if it did, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. We are going to be continuing this Division 2 grind for the foreseeable future. And if you got any other quick level up tips, be sure to sound off down in the comment section below and help out your fellow agents. But that's it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I am the Black Link. You agents, stay frosty.